kick off our nature-based solutions panel and to introduce the first of our many, many inspiring speakers today. Sensei Aaron Hoops is the author of Reconnecting to the Earth, reclaiming our connection to nature and ourselves. He has spent his life cultivating a connection with the natural world and understands that people who care for their bodies and cultivate their minds are able to tune into nature more effectively. His other books include Perfecting Ourselves, Coordinating Body, Mind, and Spirit, and Zen Yoga, A Path to Enlightenment Through Breathing, Movement, and Meditation. He is a martial arts instructor with over 40 years of training and runs the Dragon Mountain Kung Fu School for children in the Green Mountains of Vermont. Without further ado, Aaron, take it away.
Thank you, Nadine. It's wonderful to be a part of this program today. And I thought I would start with a poem that is part of my book, Reconnecting to the Earth. Maybe if we could all just close our eyes and listen for a few moments here. This is called Wake Up Calling. Wake up calling. Humanity rages, destruction in stages of everything under the sun. The birds and the bees, the rivers and trees, it seems like the end has begun. A population of people turned into sheeple, conditioned to crave more and more. Life based on greed, want, desire, and need leads to nothing but war. The planet is dying, the animals crying, the forests all being cut down. The climate is hot, except when it's not, and some say we're all going to drown. We eat poison foods, take meds for our moods. We're so ill we cannot take action. To keep us asleep, the tendrils run deep with all manners of lies and distraction. We cut the tops off the hills, down below oil spills. For us to progress, it is said. It's hard not to believe if we do not grieve. Soon we all will be dead. Living in fear, something is near. Now we're all scared to death. Chaos and change can often feel strange. So please just take a deep breath. What can we do, just me and you, to turn this whole thing around? One way to recall our connection to all is to put our bare feet on the ground. Now feel the earth. Remember its worth. Let the energy run through your soul. Look deep in your heart. That's where you start, to connect yourself to the whole. This cannot be solved if you don't get involved. Start now. There's no time to wait. Change how you're living. Stop taking. Start giving. Please, before it's too late. And so there you are. If you've made it this far, 3 last things I will say, if I may. Begin with a bow. Stay here in the now. And remember to breathe every day. And so I think what I'd like to speak about is those last 3 things are basically what my work is all about. And the first one being begin with a bow. And most Eastern traditions start with some sort of bow in a form of showing respect for whoever it is that we bow to. And when we bow to the earth, it's really about making our relationship to the earth, honoring the sacredness of nature and Mother Earth. And we want to cultivate this relationship because what bowing to the earth does, it cultivates, it enhances the reciprocity, the mutual exchange, the give and take. We seem to be a world of taking, and we take everything we can from this planet, and the planet is so loving and giving. It gives us everything that we need. But there has to be a reciprocity. There has to be a giving back, a returning of from us back to the planet, of care, of thoughts, of love. And if we can start with that, which the bow symbolizes that, and it's a mindset, it's a way of thinking and being, then we can start on this path. And that leads us to the next one, which is stay here in the now, which is about being in the present moment. there's the ancient Chinese saying that says, if you want to change the world, you have to change the state. And if you want to change the state, well, you have to change the family. And if you want to change the family, well, you have to start with the individual. And it really starts with, we have to start by changing or correcting ourselves. And that means taking responsibility and owning what's ours. Staying present is really about maintaining balance in your daily life and showing up for what's important. If you spend any time in nature, you really understand that nature lives in the present moment. Nature's the tree out there is not concerned about the past. It's not wondering about the future. It's living in the present moment. All the animals, all the plants, everything in nature lives in the present moment. And in order for us to really be in a deep relationship with nature, we have to be present when we are in nature, because nature's in the present moment. And if we're out in nature, but we're all distracted with our phones or with whatever it is, we're not on the same vibration, on the same wavelength as nature. And so it's really, really important for us to learn how to stay present and maintain our balance in nature. And so the third one that I at the end of the poem is remember to breathe every day, which encompasses the practice of being present. If you have any understanding about breathing exercises or breath work or yoga or any of these practices that teach breathing, you understand that breathing is a fundamental action of our physical body. It's something we do all day, every day throughout our life. But it can be very unconscious. If you're not thinking about breathing, you still breathe. You take in the oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. However, when we learn to breathe consciously by connecting our mind to the breath and connecting our body to the breath, we enhance the practice of breathing, the quality of the oxygen, the ability to bring in more oxygen and energy to convert that into what we need to go through the body to clean it out to make us healthy and strong and vibrant. Really happens when we're doing conscious breathing. The unconscious breathing is kind of subsistence enough to keep us alive and moving along, but the conscious, deep, intentional breathing is what gives us the energy to really advance and make progress in our life. And the same goes for when we're outside in nature, because if we are connected to ourselves and breathing, deep conscious breathing, if you're thinking about the breathing and your body is breathing, that's a connection between your mind and body. Your mind is present, your body is present, and that is being in the present moment. Conscious breathing is one of the best ways to be in that moment. And so when we can go outside into nature and immerse ourselves in nature and practice this deep breathing, then what that does is that connects you to nature in the present moment. And we're going to hear a lot of things from a lot of the other wonderful speakers, and breathing may seem like a very simple or easy thing to do, but it's one of the most basic things we can do to start this process of finding solutions to what's going on with the planet and helping us all get somewhere. We all need to work on ourselves and then bring our best self to the table to help this process along. And it starts with deep breathing. It sounds very simple, but it can be an absolutely wonderful practice for all of us to get where we need to go. So I think I will leave it there. I thank you so much for inviting me on this program, and I'm happy to answer any questions later on if there are any. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron, and thank you for sharing that beautiful poem with us. I'm sure everyone who's listening right now or at the replay later is really deeply moved, as I know I am.